This is my third, or possibly in reality my fifth whiskey of the night. I started with a 43% alcohol by volume Glenmorangie Cadboll Estate whiskey bottled at 43% alcohol by volume, 15 years old, matured in ex-bourbon barrels. I followed that up with an Old Forester. BC Liquor Store exclusive single barrel. Now, with that BC Liquor Store exclusive single barrel, I also tried some Buffalo Trace single barrel BC Liquor Store exclusive from the same summer spirits release. Now I went and grabbed this one here, which is really, well, I have a little bit left. It's part of my Canadian, how would you say it? Infinity bottle program. And it's delicious. I have two Canadian Infinity bottles. This one here. It's an XR, a Crown Royal XR bottle. This is an X Chronicles Canadian Club 41 bottle. It's my Canadian Infinity 2. I also have, well, I tasted from this one. Okay, I had a dram of this to make room for this. This is a Shelter Point double barrel single malt whiskey finished in French oak casks. Bottle number 313 out of 1,554. Once again, a small batch, bottled at 50% alcohol by volume. And that's what I'm going to try tonight. I also have this. This is my Shelter Point Infinity. There will be two Shelter Point Infinities, but this is the first one, and it's almost to the top. So I'm going to be pouring some of this into here. Yeah. Now let's get this puppy open here. This puppy. You know, that expression is going back about 27 or 28 years. And nobody uses it anymore, but I think it's kind of cute. Let's open this puppy then, shall we? There, we got the plastic foil off of there. There might be some left on the bottle, but that's of no consequence. As usual, Shelter Point, you just have to topple the stopper, and it pretty much opens itself. Don't try pulling it and twisting it, just topple it. This is a clean Glencairn, I believe. Let's pour us a little dram of this 50% alcohol by volume. Shelter Point Magnificence. And read what it says on the bottle. When did I get this? I obtained this bottle, date and time, July 17th, 2020, from the Tudor House Liquor Store. Shelter French Oak Deposit, 10 cents. Okay, $92.99. So I have to go with the calculator because there are multiple things on the bill of sale here. So 9 30 divided by 2. That gives us the $4.65 goods and services tax plus $9.30 liquor tax plus 10-cent bottle deposit plus $92.99, and hopefully this is correct. $107.04 out the door. Since I probably paid cash, it was $107.05. Unless I paid with GST, with Interac. Oh, looks like I paid Interac. So because I paid Interac, it was $107.04 out the door rather than $107.05. Okay, so I've been pedantic. So what? All right. We have poured this puppy, shall we say, already. I got some water going on. I should really cleanse my palate with one of these Stockton's oat cakes from up in the Orkney Islands of Scotland. Get all the flavors that are in my mouth out. Cleanse that palate. So this Shelter Point double-barreled single malt whiskey, a French oak finish, finished for 335 days in Quail's Gate Pinot Noir cask. No chill filtration, no added color. Bottled 313 out of 1,554. 50% alcohol by volume. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you've probably heard all this before. You don't have to make whiskey in paradise, but it helps. You know what that reminds me of? You don't have to be Jewish to enjoy Cantor's bagels. And it was a poster of this Inuit guy eating a bagel. I'm sorry, it just brought me back. But you don't have to make whiskey in paradise, but it helps. Shelter Point double-barreled whiskey is distilled in small batches right here on our family farm in Oyster River, Vancouver Island. What makes our spirits so bold and distinctive? Well, for one, we only use a single grain, barley, grown here. Well, they use other things too. They use rye and they use wheat and they, But this was written at a time when they only used barley, I suppose. The other unique ingredient is pure spring water that comes from a mountain-fed aquifer located directly beneath our property. And of course, sunsets and sea air, the unofficial ingredients in every bottle. Bottled in 2019. Before anyone ever heard of COVID-19. Yeah. This is the stuff. Okay, I still got my oat cake going. These things are great. So another double barrel wine finish, Shelter Point whiskey. I know I've tarried and hemmed and hawed now for about 10 minutes. I'm going to get into this. Oh, weird. You know what I'm reminded of immediately on the nose? You won't believe this. Swiss Emmentaler cheese. That's what I'm getting here. Oh, after the Swiss Emmentaler cheese, now I'm beginning to get some of that distinctive Shelter Point I don't know if it's a sweetness. I don't know if it's a freshness. But that young single malt Shelter Point. But there's still that note of Swiss Emmentaler cheese. On the nose, at least. I'm guessing that Swiss cheese note is coming from the Pinot Noir. Now, I've only had a couple of things that were aged in Pinot Noir casks. Maybe only one. One was the Longrow Red in Pinot Noir casks that I picked up in Scotland. Does not resemble this at all. I have another thing that was aged in Pinot Noir casks, but I have not tried it yet. I will next year. The Swiss cheese note is becoming less of a Swiss cheese note, which I'm thankful for. I thought, oh, what did you guys at Shelter Point do? No, this is getting better. I'm getting a vegetal kind of thing. It's reminding me of a vegetal compost, but not in a bad way. You know, Shelter Point, at least with me, has been famous for trying new things and different things. And this is, I think, the second Quail's Gate that they put out. Quail's Gate Pinot Noir. The other one was Foch cask, whatever that means. I'm not a wine expert. I don't know much about that. But this is the first time I got Swiss Emmentaler cheese from a whiskey. And now it's fading. It's not coming out anymore. Let's give it a taste. Oh, that's sweet. I should take a smaller sip next time. Let's cleanse that palate some more. Ugh. Watch me chowing down on some oat cakes. All right, water. And here we go once again with the Shelter Point double barrel finished in Quail's Gate Pinot Noir casks. Yeah, the Swiss cheese notes are thankfully disappearing. Small sip, so don't get overwhelmed. This is, after all, bottled at 50% alcohol by volume, and I may try adding a little water to see what that does to it. Mm-hmm. A small sip. Oh yes, smaller sips are more palatable. A little more. It has a nice, slippery, neutral mouthfeel. I'm getting a spicy coating all over my tongue. And the Pinot Noir, where do I get that? Now I'm getting it on the nose. The Swiss Emmentaler cheese note is gone, thankfully. Excuse me. I was kind of wondering if that was spoiled or something, but no, it's not spoiled. It's all good. This is quite dry. I think the Pinot Noir finish is like a wine overcoat to the Shelter Point, because I'm getting less of the distillery character and I'm getting more of the Pinot Noir wine now. I'm going to have to come back to this. I'm going to have to let it open up. But first, before I do that, I'm going to add a little bit of water and see what that does to it. This is bringing out more of the wine, more of the Pinot Noir wine. No Emmentaler cheesy notes, they're all gone. I'm getting a little bit of a grapey thing that covers up the Shelter Point cask. Distillery character. Oh. With the bitter water, I am getting my taste buds burned off. Wow. Try that again. Okay. I'm getting the French oak spicy French oak. And I'm getting the wine influence from the French oak as well. The spicy French oak and the winey, fruity notes that I'm getting from the Pinot Noir kind of cover up the Shelter Point distillery character. I'm going to have to get back to this in time and see what happens with it. It's something different from Shelter Point, and everything from Shelter Point is something different. Yeah, I'm getting grapes, some fresh ripe fruits, but not dark fruits. This is the wine finish I'm getting. And I'm glad the Swiss Emmentaler cheese note is gone. It's not there anymore. And the Shelter Point distillery character of their single malt is being covered up by the wine notes. But the wine notes at the same time are not overpowering. Yeah, I'm going to have to give this some time, and maybe I'll come back to it at some point and let you know what I think of it after it is oxidized and aged a little bit, after it's been exposed to the air. Meanwhile, I will pour some of it into my infinity bottles, 2 Canadian bottles, and 1 Shelter Point infinity bottle. Cheers.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.